Today we're going to talk about something called market share and market leadership. This is something which students tend to understand quite well. How to calculate it, what it means, because quite often it is a definition in the final exams. But sometimes you're asked about, well, what is its importance? So that's what we're going to look at in the second half of today's lesson, as it were. Okay. So market share is basically defined as the percentage of a market controlled by a particular company or a product. Its calculation is company sales revenue or units divided by size of the market times 100 gives you the market share as a percentage. The reason why I've put in revenue or units is because something like the car industry, the size is measured in terms of units. Fast food industry tends to be measured in terms of, say, dollars. If I say company sales are 100, the total size of the market is 500, that means the market share is 20%. Generally speaking, if the market share is increasing, we're going to say that's a good thing. Quite often objectives are linked to maybe increasing market share. Market leadership, you're the biggest company in your industry. So for example, McDonald's is commonly thought of as being the market leader in fast food. Okay, and again, quite often companies either want to maintain market leadership or they want to become the market leader. Now, we're going to look at the automotive industry, the car industry, not because I'm a petrol head or a motor head, but because there's lots of information available and it's a highly competitive industry. This slide and the next slide may seem a little bit confusing. This is titled US Automotive. That includes trucks, cars plus trucks equals automotive industry. The next slide has to do with the car industry, which is obviously part of the automotive industry. So Toyota has a market share of 14.2%. Okay, the market leader is General Motors. Toyota is doing quite well in the United States. Now, in the car industry, however, this is where things maybe get a little bit confusing as to why is the market share important. You can see in 2006, Toyota sold over 2 million cars in the United States. It had a market share of 12%. But the Great Recession happened and people stopped buying cars or reduced the number of cars they bought because if you lose your job or fear you're going to lose your job, you maybe stop buying things like cars. So by 2009, sales had fallen to less than 1.5 million, but the market share had increased to 14%. Is Toyota doing well? Well, their sales have fallen by over 500,000 in the United States, but the market share has increased. I dare say at the time, Toyota were very, very happy. Now, if we fast forward to 2017, we can see that Toyota car sales are now over 2.1 million, but the market share in the United States has fallen to 12.3%. So if you were to look at these figures, just the market share figures, they are a little bit misleading unless you see the actual car sales themselves. Okay, so the market share does not give you the full picture. You need to see both of these figures to get a truer picture. And you also probably need to see, well, how are the competition doing? Alright, if we assume that with a market share of 12% that Toyota isn't the market leader, how much is the market leader, what is the market leader's market share? Okay, Toyota's worldwide market share shows there the worldwide leader. Automotives. Okay, they've got a market share of 9.2%. They're doing a good job. Now, in the United Kingdom, however, you can see that this goes from January 2014 through March 2018. The market share of Toyota never, through any of the months, never hits 5%. Okay, Toyota obviously is a multinational company. It may well be very, very strong in some markets and less strong in other markets. Okay, so in the UK, it's probably like the number 8 or number 9 car company. But because the UK is a very, very important big car market, maybe they feel it's important to be part of that market. So maybe if we're thinking about objectives for Toyota, maybe they'd be saying we want to have 6 months in a row, say in 2019, where our market share goes over 5%. In the short term, it's maybe not going to be very realistic to say in 2019 we're going to try and become the market leader. But maybe for 2019, we're going to say, okay, we want to be, through the first 6 months, have a market share of 5%. Toyota, again in China, this we see in 2006, Toyota's sales were over 500,000 cars. Market share nearly 10%. Okay, we can see that by 2017, the number of cars they sold has more than doubled. That's doing really well. But you can see that the market share is more than half. That would suggest, if you mentally do the maths very quickly, the size of the market has maybe quadrupled. So on the one hand, we can say, yes, Toyota has done pretty well, but on the other hand, we'd maybe say they've done less well because their market share has fallen. That obviously means that they've been losing market share to their competitors. So again, if you're going to look at market share, please try and think about what is happening to the overall size of the market. Okay. Economies of scale matter in the car industry because obviously car factories cost a lot of money to develop. So there tends to be very, very high fixed costs. So companies want increased market share and maybe to become market leader in, because then they benefit from those economies of scale. That may matter a lot less if you are someone like Lamborghini, Ferrari, companies who make hand-making cars. They maybe set a limit on the number of cars which they sell. For those car companies, market share doesn't really matter. Market leadership doesn't matter. Okay, if you're selling a car for $1 million and you're only selling 100 a year, market share doesn't matter. The car industry tends to have many, many different types of segments, from the little budget type cars through SUVs through to the luxury cars. There's lots and lots and lots and lots of different segments. The electric car. So each of those segments will have figures which do with market share of the different car companies in each segment. Okay, now how market share changes matters. Okay, if you're looking at, say, a car company, let's say Toyota reduces its prices by 20% and it increases market share, is that a good idea? Because if you reduce your profit by 20%, or sorry, you reduce your selling price by 20%, obviously your profit margin is going to be squeezed. So the overall profits may go down. Toyota has grown a lot through internal growth, which might mean you're going relatively slowly, because it takes time to develop new markets and to open factories. All right. Other car companies have tended to grow, like for example Ford, by buying lots of other car companies. All right. The disadvantage is that sometimes that maybe you're overpaying for the car company which is being bought, and a lot of car takeovers or mergers have been broadly thought of as being failures, because if an American car company is taken over by a German car company, you get competing cultures and maybe people don't want to work together. And a lot of mergers in the car industry have been a big, big failure. So in the short term you gain market share, maybe in the long term the market share starts falling because the two companies don't work together particularly well. Now, market leadership does matter to a lot of companies. Companies like Unilever and Procter & Gamble make lots of things like deodorant and household products. Quite often they're really interested in being in a particular market or selling a particular product if they're the number 1 or 2 in that market, or number 3. If they have a brand that's the 5th most popular in that market, and instead of pouring lots of resources into it, quite often they'll just sell that to another company. Let another company make some profit out of it. And instead what they'll do is they will try and focus their resources into that market leader or the brand which is close to market leadership. There may well obviously be other ways in which you can measure success other than market share. So as we said a moment ago, sales growth. A lot of companies will be interested in the profit margins and the return on capital employed. That's it for today.